right, good morning, everyone. All right, so today we are looking at customary measurement system. We are one of three countries left on the planet that still use this as our primary measurement system. It is us, it is Liberia in Africa, and it is Myanmar, or what some people call Burma in Southeast Asia. That's it. Everybody else is converted to the metric system. And not to say that we don't have metric system already infiltrating our way of life here in America. You know, the medicine system, how your medicines are measured, how, you know, if you run the 100-meter dash, that is all metric as well. But let's take a look at our board here, and we have the basic measurement system for at least fifth grade and for the United States. Now, the reason a lot of countries ditched this system was because of the wacky numbers that are associated with it. All right, and we're going to attach that conversion chart that the state of New York gives us every year for our state test. I'm going to attach it to this post. All right, so I'm not going to go through each and every one of these. This video would be, 40 minutes long. So the reason why a lot of countries ditch this is because how many, for a perfect example, how many feet are in a mile? Well, the answer is 5,280 feet in a mile. Now, yeah, you can commit that to memory, but it's a weird number, 5,280. Why can't it just be simple 5,000? Why can't it just be a simple 1,000? And that's the beauty of the metric system, which we'll get into in a later video, is that it's based off the 10 base system. So basically you're moving a decimal point and everything is a factor of 10. Now, there are lots of different reasons why we have not converted, and there are people out there that are still banging that drum saying we should convert to metric system here in the United States. But anyways, so the customary system, we talk about length, all right, measuring distance, all right, looking at, a football field, 100 yards. How far is it from your house to grandma's? Okay, that's what length entails, all right, that's pretty straightforward, okay. When we go to weight, usually we use ounces for weight when it comes to, like, food or something like that. When you're a baby, the mother and the family, they'll announce the baby weight in pounds and ounces. So you're 7 pounds, 3 ounces, something like that. But after, you're an adult, or even when you're a kid, you just weigh in pounds. You don't say I'm 104 pounds and 2 ounces. We don't do that anymore. The ounces are usually used for, say, you're measuring how much to put in the recipe, or how much you need from the store. How many pounds, ounces of certain things you need. Tonnage, remember, is 2,000 pounds. Those are reserved for, obviously a lot of something. So weight, how we measure things and how heavy they are, in a sense. And last but not least, capacity. And this is where Gallon Man comes in. And if you know how to use Gallon Man, or make a gallon chart, that's what this is. This is probably the most frustrating branch, I would say, for a lot of Americans. How many cups, pints, quarts, gallon, it's just a lot. And notice this thing right here, what we have is we have an ounce, but then we also have a fluid ounce. So once again, the reason for all this confusion is why a lot of countries said, we don't need this. We want to go to the metric system. All right. So that is just a quick overview of our customary units, but how do we convert? All right. And this is the foolproof 100% easiest way to convert, okay? And I'm going to list out those steps again, all right? So the steps that you have to do, all right, is one, you got to write the problem, all right, which we'll do easily, but it's enough. Two is write what you know, and we're going to get down there in just a second. So let's say if we had a question that looked like this. We're going to start with a very, very, very simple one. We'll say something along the lines of 42 feet equals how many yards? Okay, so step 1. Write the problem. Okay, we did that. Now, the reason we have put that there is because sometimes this isn't a word problem. All right, that's why we have step 1 is write the problem. If it looks like this already, where it's just that already, I mean, write the problem, it's already written for you. But we say write the problem because write the problem means that if it's in a word problem, you want to extract what the question is driving at. All right. 2, we call this the write what you know. Okay. This is the most important part. And remember, use those charts that are out there. Use the chart that I'm going to link to this video. Write what you know. So that means write what you know about feet in yards. Okay. And you're going to write that one line under your current problem. Another thing that you want to know is another step is match. That's weird. Units. So that means I'm going to write my feet under here and my yards under here. So write what you know about feet and yards. Well, I know there are what? 3 feet in 1 yard. You're saying, well, that doesn't answer the question, but now we have unlocked the key to our question. Okay. So the reason we say match units is because I want to make sure my feet are under my feet, my yards are under my yards. And at this, write what you know, you should always have the number 1. That's important. Okay. So now 4, we're going to connect the 2 numbers that are not involving the 1. So we are going to take the 2 numbers that are not involving 1, 42, we're going to connect it to 3. Now, I have made this a little small, but that line right there is very, very important. Because here's the key to our questions. If you connect the 2 numbers not involving 1 with a vertical line like that, that equals division. If you connect the 2 numbers, now say if the number was over here where that 1 was, with a kind of diagonal line, that is going to equal mult. So what does that mean? Well, here are my 2 numbers that are connected by a vertical line. So I want to do 42 in, 3 out, and I'm going to solve that easy division question. 3 goes into 4 1 time, 3 times 1. Bring down the 2, 3 to 12. How many times does that go? 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. 14 is my answer. So 42 feet equals 14 yards. Okay, so that is it. Write the problem out. That's in case you have a word problem. Write what you know about those 2 units. Well, I know 3 feet equals 1 yard. The big key is match the units. Don't put, make sure your feet are under your feet, your yards are under your yards, your miles under your miles. It doesn't matter. Okay? And then connect the 2 numbers that don't involve that 1. You want to leave that 1 out of the connection. And if your 2 connectors are above and below each other, okay, if they're above and below each other, you have just created a division problem. If they are diagonal, so that means you might have had to go from here to here, that means you've created a multiplication problem. Now, the beauty of the division one is that it's already in order for you. So this would always be your in number or your dividend, and this would always be your out number, all right, like we did down in our sample. All right. Well, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you take a look at this video and it helps you, because sometimes this can be a little confusing. Use the reference chart that I put on here. That is not something that you want to go into this without. Use reference chart. you do have experience of using it in class. All right. So use reference chart, view this video, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye, everyone.